All right. All of our currently appointed members are here, so we have a quorum. We'll move on to the minutes, approval of the minutes. Those were passed out online. I've got a copy here if anybody needs it to review.
Yeah, I'm not involved in
Okay. I might have given you more than just that. So. Chris or Heather, you guys seen the minutes?
Do you want to see the minutes from last meeting?
No, that's okay, I remember everything. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I can take a copy if we're gonna go over them.
We just need to approve them.
Okay.
Chris, did you want to?
Sure, thank you. We sign this, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After approval, you get a sign. So.
Okay.
I need a motion on the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Russell to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a second from Heather. All those in favor of approving the minutes as written, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. We have our financial report. There were no claims. And if you all have it online, you can look at it. If you need to see a copy, I've got that here.
Yeah, I need to see a copy.
Does everybody get to sign it?
Do we all have to sign the minutes?
No, I just think,
The verbal is enough, or?
yeah, no, we don't want to sign the minutes, no, we only have to sign things if it's for paying claims or something.
Yeah, just had a note on the
I
minutes
think-
from December that,
I think Rick signs the minutes,
okay.
Okay.
I think so, and then I think that the names go to Alyssa.
Okay. Okay, any questions on the financials?
Let's see them.
All right. Can you pass those documents?
Did we have a motion to approve approve those?
We don't, I don't think we have to.
No.
No, we don't have to approve them since there's nothing on
Just
there.
Okay. Old business, we've got a couple things on the agenda. First, just a report on the survey as of right now. We open here. We've gotten more responses. We're up to about 40. Looks like 44 responses.
How many?
44.
Ooh,
So
must have been my speech at the last city council meeting.
Are those responses shared somewhere?
they are not. I didn't have a chance to do that this morning, but I can send it around. One of the things I wanted to do, I can send around the spreadsheet
Okay.
again. Google does have a graphic display of them, and I've got to figure out how to copy that out for folks. But
Okay.
just looking at the past improvements, we're generally positive on the Jacob Building, very positive on the Sophia's Bridal, more positive on the Perry Education Center than the Jacob Building, but less so than Sophia's Bridal. And the rest of the things, it'll be easier to just share that around. But we're going to keep this up for another couple months, we said, so. And just from
For
a,
whatever reason, I can't see anything.
through the share. And
On the application, there it is. We've been circling
that.
like forever.
Okay. Just as a point of information for those that responded to the survey, 74.4% said that they were Southport residents. And of the ones that weren't 74 Southport residents, that 86.7% say that they live within a mile of Southport. And, 92.9% homeowners, the rest rentals, and 74% of folks don't work in Southport.
So that spreadsheet, where is that?
It's not, it's just on Google. I didn't get a chance to export it and send it around, but I will do that. And I'm not sure that once I kick it out to Google Docs, if I can just share that with folks.
You should be able to.
I'm not a big Google user, so.
You should have that button in the upper right-hand corner that you
So
can
how
share.
many? 44, you said?
44 responses so far.
Last month it was what, like 10?
It's like 10 to 13, something like that.
Okay.
On the keyboard. Right, I just shared that with folks on the RDC, so should get in your mailbox. If you don't, please let me know. All right.
The magic sound. Yeah, I definitely want to dig into that.
Yeah. All right, any other questions or comments about the survey at this point? We'll keep it up the next, till we decide to take it down, so.
Cool.
All right. Redevelopment plan updates?
Did you all get it shared to you?
Did. Yes.
Like last month? I went in here and I made some changes, and evidently on the law, on the Google Docs, they didn't take. Most of what I changed, I just redlined out some things that no longer apply. Like the critical area no longer applies. There's a few other planning things that have been noted in here that they're either so far out of date, why we're looking at them more, they don't apply anymore. So I'm gonna have to go through this and do it again, to see why. I'm just used to, edit it and send it out, but this way everybody can touch it and put some changes in it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do all that over.
Okay.
Awesome.
The maps, I've not done the maps yet. I'll read the maps. And those are just gonna be attachments.
Okay.
That are most likely in the PDF now, so I'm making changes to them a little bit and make them all uniform as far as how they look, and that's all.
Okay, so I'm just making sure I understood. You shared those, which I did receive those, but your edits did not come through.
I didn't know.
Okay.
So I didn't save it or something, I just.
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, because I did look at it and I didn't see any edits called out. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that.
it would,
Okay.
anything we add, we need to redline and then add text, don't delete anything.
Right.
Because
Okay.
we need a record of everything that's been put in there. What's taken out as well as what's been put in.
Okay.
I'm gonna, don't stop the meeting for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and redline this again and see, and look at it later, a little bit later.
And see if-
if it
okay.
looks.
And this is just the redevelopment plan. This is not the TIF district,
No.
even though there's an overlapping.
Well, the
In some
TIF
areas.
TIF district is different than the
Right.
redevelopment area.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
But this
no,
document is just pertaining to the redevelopment area, correct?
yes,
Okay,
it also refers to TIF and things like that.
Sure.
But specific TIF areas are not included in this.
okay.
We could always include them, just as an update to it.
So speaking of the TIF and updates to it, Heather, you had made some inquiries.
Yeah, so I did reach out to AIM. So AIM has a division, RAI, which is the redevelopment section of AIM. Their chief counsel is Becca McCubig, I think is her last name. I reached out to her. She said she'd be happy to help us. She asked for the document that created our TIF district. I emailed everybody about that. Russell did verify that, and I did send that over to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not heard anything more from her. I did reach out to her again today, because last week I had said, hey, I have a meeting on Monday, I'd love to give an update. Didn't hear anything, and I did reach out to her again today. Trying not to be too pushy on that because that is a free resource for us. So, but it did seem like she could help us with that. She had a question about the bond and if pulling that out would impact our bond, which I think is a question for Alyssa, but it looks like our bond is so small.
I think our bond is on the property that the Jacob building is on, which was a
Okay.
separate
Yeah,
TIF.
Okay. That's what I thought,
Yeah.
but trying to find the documentation that went along with that was a little wonky, so. And I never did find the documentation on the second TIF district. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
I did not look on that
Making
thumb
assumptions
drive that you
here.
gave me. It might be on
It
there.
should be, but
Okay.
don't hold me to it.
Okay.
Because that would have gone through, the whole process would have been gone through by us approving it and also the city council approving it.
Okay,
So Alyssa may have it, but I don't, I'll look for it too, but I don't know that I've got the executed copy.
okay. I had
should've-
forgotten about the thumb drive, but I do have that. I can check it and see if it's on there.
Did you give any indication as to whether it was any constraint on removing a property from the TIF?
I can read you what her email said.
Okay.
It was very short.
Because I looked at the state website and they make it fairly straightforward to add properties to a TIF. But it didn't seem to indicate that you could.
She said, "Good morning, I would be happy to, but first it would be good to pull the original ordinance that created the district. Also, is there any outstanding debt on the district currently? You may want to reach out to your bond counsel as well to make sure it doesn't impact that. Thank you and feel free to send that ordinance over."
Okay.
So,
Short and sweet.
now I did, when I sent it over to her, I did call out, it looks like there are 2 parcels that are associated with that, with the school.
Mhm.
I did go ahead and send her the property cards for those 2 parcels from the Marion County Assessor's website. And then there was another parcel that I'm not sure if it needs to be excluded. It's very odd. This other parcel, I didn't, I don't know if I wasn't sure if both of the parcels needed to be excluded that are owned by the school or just the one. Because actually only one of them is owned by the, well, according to the property cards, only one of them is owned by the school and the other one is owned by somebody else. I do have it here, I can tell you.
It's probably something we need to get some.
It says that it's owned by Randy Faulkner and Associates.
That is,
That's who.
that's.
Those original
Who was the
development.
original owner?
Yeah, that's the former
Right.
development.
Right, but
So-
there's this one tiny parcel that, according to the Marion County Assessor's Office, is still owned by him.
It probably is not, it's probably a mistake on the part of their mapping. The
Okay,
assessor. I mean, what the assessor has is usually right on, but don't expect it to be
Sure.
flawless. I think they probably just missed it,
okay.
because all I know is repair the schools.
My assumption is that regardless of who owns it, we probably need to pull it
I would still need to pull it out.
out of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up. It's, if you look at the ordinance document that created, and I can send you guys this if you don't have it. But here's what I'm talking about. So this is the parcel that is owned by the school now, and this is the parcel in question.
Got it.
So this is the parcel that used to be Gert Furniture that's now, and this is the parcel in question.
Oh, just a
It's this, I don't even know what that would be.
strip at the
Oh,
end of
yeah.
it, like, yeah.
Yeah, so, you-
Cell tower probably,
oh, okay.
it's probably the cell tower. And that may have been excluded from the sale because
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's going to be getting that. from that.
yeah, so that cell tower,
Yeah, that's the cell tower, so likely that's right.
okay.
Likely.
So if we're excluding,
I wouldn't be surprised.
do we want to exclude that parcel as well?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
We want to exclude that from the TIF?
Couldn't we
Yeah, we
do
don't have
tax?
it in the tip, we're not getting anything for it anyway.
Because,
It was there when it was already there, so.
that's
Okay.
right, so there's no development.
No,
Okay.
There's
no.
no,
Okay.
Not big enough.
there's no recent development to have it in TIF, and if it was like $10, so I mean,
Okay,
Okay.
it wouldn't even be worth the administrative cost.
okay. Okay, well, when she responds to me, I'll let you guys know.
All right,
And
thank you.
Heather, they're in the middle of the legislative session, and she's very involved in anything Abe's doing with that,
Sure.
which is probably why she's not answering you.
yeah,
I
that's
just
fine.
wanted you to know, because it is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that we're not the only city and
Right.
that is a,
But you sent an email, you expected an answer.
yeah,
Okay, I just wanted you to know.
yeah, all right.
Okay. Any other old business related to the redevelopment plan? And moving on to new business then, got a report on the billboard, I believe.
Yeah. I handed out a copy of this to everybody. And I know that Heather had asked your husband to come. I've never met you. Hi. What's your first name?
Tom.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your wife had brought up the billboard at the last meeting. And I had mentioned that I advertised on that years ago, a long time ago. But it was a great idea. And I checked into it. And the gentleman that owns it is the gentleman that owns the Dollar Tree building. And that is the Joe Zinkin that the Development Commission did some talks with a while back. But he owns the Dollar Tree building and he also owns that billboard too. So it was interesting to talk to him. And I did speak with him again today, but he gave me the information of the cost on the billboard here for everybody to see. And that's double-sided, which, okay, it's not digital. But I did ask him, because when I leased it many years ago, it was, the backing was pretty rotted. It wasn't in very good shape. And he said that when he put a new roof on the Dollar Tree 2 years ago, he put all new backboard on. And I also told him that I didn't think the lighting worked at night. He said if it did not, that's why he put at the end of the email, he said he would get it working. But this is for double-sided. When I leased it, it was only for one side. So for double-sided, my own opinion is that is a good price. And if Southport is interested in it, I called him back today to ask him what he needed as far as, because at the top it said, when I responded to this on January 14th, I said, thank you, Joe, I will give you an update after the February meeting. So I called him today and he said, if you're interested, he said, you will need to sign a 12-month lease and I need a 1-month deposit. So that's where we stand on the billboard.
And what was the price? I didn't get one of the
Second.
I'm sorry.
No, I was late, so.
It is $3,800 a year, or he will do monthly, or he will do 4 installments of $950 each. And if you break that down to monthly, it's like, I think $353 or something a month. I don't know if that's in Southport's budget for that or not, but I checked into it.
And that's both sides.
Yes.
Yes, it's both sides. Which that is a pretty good price. Of course, it's in a location not everybody wants, but for the city of Southport, if you're looking for something for Southport, that's a perfect location. And it's a very good price. You just can't find billboards for that kind of money. And one, there just really aren't too many around for Southport, other than maybe on McFarland Road, but there are, on Southport Road, like right up by the Waffle Steak, there's a couple, but they're expensive. They're pricey. So I did my homework on this. He did say that his assistant said there is a couple of other people that are looking into this also. One has already fallen through. They decided not to. But if we're interested in this, I would suggest we get on it. Because if you should decide you really like it, it may be gone. So,
So I have a couple of questions. I don't have a lot of experience with billboards, or actually I have none. So we would also incur the cost of creating and procuring what goes on there, and then we are responsible for installation of that as well. Do you
Yeah.
have any idea what kind of
Well,
costs are associated with that?
that was hard to do. I know the city has their own graphic company they work with on your small signs and that. I know you need a couple of estimates. As far as artwork goes, I've got a couple ideas on the billboard, what you can put there. I know that the more you put on there, the more people don't read. You gotta keep it simple. I learned that in my advertising classes years ago. But I know of a graphic place that could give us a ballpark idea. I do not know what wraparounds cost. I do not know what the install is.
Okay.
I have the size, but I would think that the artwork that will be on there, I mean, we've already got the city logo. But it would be a matter of, I can check one place myself, but then I don't know who the city uses. Somebody else could check with the city who does their work. And then they can probably let you know if they have somebody they sub out for the installation of it. Like I told Mr. Zinkin on the phone today, I said, well, for install, this has got to melt down a little bit more, the snow, because it's pretty hard right now. It's so icy, but I haven't gone by to see what that embankment looks like, but I'm sure that whoever graphic company we deal with, they know of someone that installs these. So cost-wise, don't know yet.
Okay.
I just have the info on the billboard. So I can follow through on my end with one company, if somebody can follow through, or I can do both, since I started this.
I'm happy to help you. I was just asking because, I mean,
We need to know our costs.
yeah, my thought is that that's a pretty reasonable price, and putting something on there that was like, welcome to Southport, or, you know, thank you for visiting Southport. I don't know, I think that is
Something
an
can be drawn
improvement.
up. Yep.
You know, and I thank you for reaching out to him and getting that information. I was just curious if you had some idea.
No, I don't, I haven't searched any further than that, but I can make a couple phone calls to High Tower Graphics tomorrow
Okay.
and see what he says, and all I need is the name of the company that the city deals with, and I can check with them.
Carol?
I'm asking this question now because we're talking about it now. I too am illiterate in the billboard world. Would you be able to have like one company on one side and another company on the other side? Like if we split that with someone?
Oh, like,
Like say we decided one side we wanted to do Southport and the other side we wanted to reach out to maybe Big Dog Flooring or the bridal place. Would that, do you think that would be allowed, or is it just not, that's not feasible in the billboard world?
People do that with the digital boards. They do. The traffic on Madison goes fairly quick. It might be, for the size of that board, it might be too much.
Okay.
So,
Too much.
so one side to the other, you say,
Like it could all be Southport on one side and maybe somebody do something
Yeah.
else on the other side, but I think as far as splitting the board up in two,
Oh, I
with two
think
different
No.
advertisements.
Yeah, front and back.
front and back,
Oh, yeah.
north facing side versus south facing
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, the only thing is drawing up the lease.
Yeah.
That would be the thing. They would have to sign off and it be agreeable 50-50.
But
So that-
what he has proposed or put in the note here is that $3,800 is to rent
Both sides.
both sides,
Right,
Yes.
both the north and the south.
right. Right. We would have to, if we did that, I would say we would have to work up our own lease with the person on the other
Right.
side.
Which
And
starts to get
get
into
a
pretty gray area.
Right.
get a
Okay.
payment from them every month to be paid back, and then the actual lease be in the city's name, and then we make the payment. But then they would have to pay the city of Southport their part.
I think that's a pretty gray.
Okay, and just
That
that.
gets kind of muddy.
Yeah.
I mean, renting one side
It mixes public and
only.
private money,
Yeah.
it kind of gets.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I think the original idea was just to make it, clean it up, coming into Southport, make Southport
Yeah.
look good.
Right.
Not necessarily to advertise.
Right,
Just
sure.
make-
Welcome to Southport, city in progress.
Right,
With
yeah.
with the city emblem on there, and just,
Right.
I mean, honestly, for the price, I don't think that it's out of the realm of something that we could do.
And you said traffic goes pretty fast there, but if you think about that stoplight there,
right,
I
it
mean,
does.
you,
What I was getting at was if
I mean, I
there
realize that they're
was
coming
two
from
businesses on one
different
side,
Yeah.
it would be busy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But, I had people, when I leased it, and it was just the one side, of course, it was going north, but I had big white arrow underneath my logo for my business going that way, because it was off of Southport Road. So, but I had people tell me that they noticed my billboard after the wrapping got up. So it's just if the city would like to have something like that,
It's an option, thank you.
it's something to think about, to stand out, make Southport stand out a little more. But I can look into the costs.
Okay. I'm more than willing to help you.
Okay, I'll let you do that.
Quick ask on Google, they're saying in Indianapolis it would be about 385 a square foot, and it's 288 square feet. And this is not a quote from it, right?
$3.85?
$3.85.
Oh, okay.
$3.85.
I thought you were saying 380.
No.
I was like,
$3.85 per square feet.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah, so about $1,100 approximately for
So
the
in total,
creation plus installation,
Yeah.
plus the lease, so.
So you're talking $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 total. I mean, do you think it's worth pursuing?
Sure.
We
I
can
think
find
it's worth
out,
pursuing,
we
I
can
think.
iron out the
Yeah.
definite costs.
I mean, if you guys
Take it
think,
from there.
if you guys think like this is ridiculous and then I don't want to waste my time or her time.
Oh, I've said something already.
Huh?
I'd have said something already.
Well, one thing about it, there is, a lot of people don't know when they're in Southport.
Yes.
This is very true.
Because,
They
you
have no
know,
idea what the boundary
you're
is.
limited on the signage you can put up, welcome to Southport.
Mhm.
Right.
So that part does help
Mhm.
as far as letting people know where they're at and where we are. So,
And once you have the initial cost, it would just be the rental then?
Yes.
If you carried it on
Yes,
for another
and-
year then?
I'll get a hold of Hightower tomorrow and get an idea of what we're looking at, and I can find out and email everyone, because if we are interested in this, we will need to pursue it pretty quick before somebody else does. Sure.
All right, thank you.
I'm curious if the Southport Business Alliance, did it go away with Joe Miller?
Yes, it's gone.
I used to be a member of that.
Okay, because that would be people to filter in with this, and like the Lions Club, their emblem on that.
Yes.
So what would they need to, to get that there? Or the other organizations, like on the east end of Southport has the little billboard there that with the different groups, they should be added on that, and
Yeah, but the logos,
just
Yeah.
yes,
saying what Southport is, and
I agree. And it's a matter of just getting the PDF artwork to the graphic company to put it all on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea. Well, I will email everybody when I find something out.
Thank you.
And then I don't know where or who we need to talk to take it from there when we find that out. Do we need to take it to another meeting?
I think we would need to vote on it before.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to vote on it, and since we're spending money,
Find out where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's coming from RDC, then we're the only ones who have to vote on it.
That's a good.
Okay.
We can talk about this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't have them list that. I made up and this is where we would like your input too. All right, see, I gave everybody a copy of me. Okay, this is just a rough draft copy. It needs tweaked out, but I put together a flyer so that we can go around and see about the Adopt a Banner program for down Madison and just within the boundary lines and also down Southport Road.
Would you mind if I made some more copies of that?
Would you?
Sure.
Then that way everybody can read
Give
it.
it to you guys.
It's just a rough draft copy. It needs tweaked out.
Yeah, so last month we talked about the banners for the business district. And one of the things that Chris had brought up when I was talking to her about it was allowing businesses in Southport, in and around Southport, to advertise on those banners. So what he's making a copy of that we'll share with you guys is a letter that Chris has drafted to take to businesses to approach them about advertising on those banners.
So do you know the size? Do you know
No, so
specifics? Can it go on the same pole as our flags?
This is what I've done. Okay, I've been doing legwork.
Okay.
And this is just what I've got is, the flyer is just the info as far as what I would, like I said, it's got, I still have to get the information on the size of the banner. We went out, I did some homework and I checked with New Palestine, a gentleman out there that had banners made for their main street. I also called Johnson County, a city planner that my son-in-law hooked me up with, and he gave me the information of the company that also did some work with them. The New Palestine company is with Blue Ridge Printing in Shelbyville. They're local. I think it would be very good to work with someone local, not something off the internet. And unfortunately, last Friday, his mother-in-law passed away, so he is out this week. But I've already touched base with him twice because I want him to come out here and evaluate Southport Road and see what size banner he thinks would look nice. The banners I'm talking about would be a nice vinyl banner, double-sided, and he could tell by the poles that we've got where and what size would be needed. That's why on this, I put the fee is $295. This will cover, I just put 3x5 on there just for the heck of it, because I don't know. I have no idea. It would be bigger than that. But it would, that would be for the cost of the printer, the banner, the printing, and the installation cost. And I'm also going to check with him because the gentleman at New Palestine said they have an average of 3 to 5 years before they start fading out quite a bit. But I wanted to talk to him, the man that's making them, to find out for sure from him what that would be. But it's a one-time cost. And we could mix up, put the business logos on both sides of the banners, and also mix up city the city's logos, the police department logos, other logos that are connected with the city of Southport too. Mix them all up. And then also alternate them with the American flags that we have out. And,
So he is.
Heather and I went out there.
Yeah, we went out and met with the guy in Shelbyville, and what he told us is that the banner, the material comes on a roll, and so they can cut that to whatever size. He has offered to come to Southport to look at our poles. Chris has purchased 2 different brackets.
Yes.
To evaluate those brackets.
To make sure we get the right
Yes.
hardware.
Yes, because some of these other cities that do these, they have the pretty poles, whereas they're very
Yeah.
utilitarian.
Yes. Yes.
So things that we want to make sure we don't, or that we're keeping in mind as we're working on this project, is the flag project, which is why I asked Tom if he could make it to tonight's meeting, because I want him to be involved. I want Flag Project to be involved. We are not trying to usurp their poles.
No.
We are trying to
Step
make
on
this an
anybody's toes or
innovation.
anything.
So, we want to make sure that those poles are still in there. We want to make sure that, that our American flags are still part of the city, because I think that's a huge draw. People love the flags, and we don't want to stop that, but we're hoping that by maybe alternating poles, that also cuts down on the number of flags that Flag Project needs and helps them out a little bit financially as well.
And this will also help offset costs.
Yeah, and so that was why we were offering that. So because the RDC can only purchase things within the limits of the redevelopment district, we cannot purchase banners to go all the way down Southport Road. We can do pretty much all of Madison Avenue, because I think pretty much all of Madison Avenue falls into the redevelopment district.
There's a little bit of Southport that goes past South.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a portion of Southport Road that we can't accommodate the banners. So what we were trying to do is figure out a creative way to let businesses advertise and then also be able to get banners all the way down the street, even with alternating, because when you went out and counted poles, there are a lot of poles, which I'm sure.
Yes, there are some poles you cannot use, like the utility poles, because we counted.
So we didn't want to lose momentum, because we had planned for him to already come out and give us those estimates of what size the banner should be and what poles we should be looking at. But unfortunately, weather did not.
Yeah. Yes, I got in touch with him a couple weeks ago. I told him that when the weather straightens out to where it can be warm enough for us to stand out outside for a while, then he's going to come down. And he said these would only take about a week to make. Probably 75% of his business is the banners.
Yeah.
And he made all of the banners for New Palestine. And they look very nice. But I think it would be a nice asset there's so many small cities and towns that have these already and have for some time. I think it will really make the city of Southport stand out, look more unified, more updated, a cleaner look. And taking them all the way down to ticketing all the way down to McFarland Road.
So there's a couple of things that I think we probably need to get a handle on logistically. Who do we need to get permission from to put things on those poles, since those are not owned by the city of Southport?
That's what,
So I reached.
That's what I feel.
Russell brought that up, so that was one question.
I reached out to Tom Vaughn, who is Chief Vaughn, and is also the superintendent of the Board of Public Works. And he said that he has a contact, but he does not see it being an issue for us to put anything on those poles, given that we have a precedent of putting things on those poles.
Right. And height and clearance questions, if we're looking at 3 by 5, I'm assuming we're talking 3 foot wide, 5 foot tall.
Yeah. I just threw that size in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when he comes out, he's the man that knows what will fit and won't not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he can tell by looking at our poles, just exactly where we want to put them, how big we should have them and how big we shouldn't have them.
and where they would go on the pole so that they wouldn't be, where they'd still be visible to everybody.
Because we do the flags, we also do the Christmas ornaments.
Right,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Presumably, we're not gonna stop doing
right,
either of those, so
right,
No,
that's already some real estate that's
yes,
in use, right?
yes.
yeah, that's why I put in there that we would be alternating, put banner, flag,
Okay.
banner,
Mhm.
flag. We would not be eliminating the flags.
Good.
But we wanted your input on that also. Like I said, don't want to step on anybody's toes, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. If there's certain poles you want the flags on, we'll work around that.
I believe the last time anything was spoken about this, they just talked about the business district only.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I haven't talked to the rest of the project on this. I've talked to a couple, but it sounds like this isn't that close to, you have to get a lot of facts and a lot of things before you go about doing this, and the money. So I'm curious of when you hope to bring this about.
Well, I ordered 2 separate things of hardware myself and paid for them. And I'm also checking with the man that does the flags to see what hardware company he uses as far as the hardware, because we want to make sure that we look at the hardware and check the hardware out, make sure it's going to be the right hardware before we order for the rest of them.
Are they banners or flags?
They're banners.
They're banners.
So you'll have poles coming out.
And then straight
they'll be
down.
between them.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
I think our timing, I mean, yes, there are a lot of moving parts, but part of why Chris went ahead and did the letter is so that as soon as we have the information, we have this ready to go to update, we can start going around to businesses and gathering this, because I think we're trying to get this done.
We would like, spring will be here before we know it. Yeah.
When you're bringing these things about, it might be good to have illustrations on your laptop and shooting it into the video monitor there so
Well,
that people can visualize that a little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted him to email me some proofs of what he's already done
Yeah.
on banners. But I called him last Friday and his mother-in-law just died.
Yeah.
So he's going to be out this whole week.
Is this like what the city, like Indianapolis downtown, they have those,
Or downtown
Barnes.
Greenwood.
yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I didn't know, when I first,
Those are a lot bigger though. They're long.
Yeah.
These won't be
Well,
that long, big.
yeah.
Yeah. Those are a lot longer.
We had also, I think and I'd have to look, I did the proposal and I'd have to look at it to be sure, but I think in the proposal, we talked about them being on the inside, not the street side of the pole, so that there would be less
So that way it wouldn't
interference.
be any interference with traffic as
Right,
well.
right.
That, which is a concern.
So some cities will do them where they are on both sides of the poles.
Mhm.
But I think in the proposal, I actually wrote for them to be on the non-street side of the pole, in an effort, because I wasn't sure if we would put them on the same poles as flags, or if we would alternate, or exactly how that would work.
That's why he needs to come out.
But yeah,
He knows how it's gonna look, he knows what we would the type, he would need to be the one to say, this is the way you should do this.
Right,
But double-sided on each side of the pole, that's too much money.
yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, we can look into it, but I think that we're talking a lot more money.
Yeah.
We need to be cognizant of purchasing laws as well, because the city is not a private enterprise, and we can't just decide, even if we think it's a good idea, to go out and spend our
Right, we have to get 3 estimates.
we gotta get 3
Yeah.
estimates. I don't think this rises to the point where we have to get bids, but we can't just pick somebody because we think that they're a great person to work with.
Right.
This is a start.
Yeah.
This is a start, and this is someone that's already has already done accomplished work with banners. But there is another company that Johnson County uses, but they're on their payroll all year round,
Oh,
and they're gonna be expensive. But we can look for, I'm sure there's other graphic companies out there that make banners. But this is a start.
In the proposal, I just went with an online banner company for the estimate.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're in agreement that we want to do something like this. We just got to make
Exactly.
sure that we do it in a way that doesn't land any of us in jail.
Yeah, well,
Post bail.
that's why I'm here, that's why I'm doing this up, that's why I need everybody's input.
I got a little.
and Tom, if there are other people from Flag Project that we should invite to a meeting, well, I'm happy to do that. I just know that you and I had talked about it, and I said I would keep you informed, so since I knew we were gonna discuss it tonight, and we had some updates, I wanted to make sure that you were aware.
So, thank you for taking my question now. So, I know you said this needs to be tweaked, but,
It's just a rough draft.
and I appreciate that, because it gives a visual.
Yeah,
But you won't do anything with that until like he comes out and gives
I'm not
you the
doing anything.
measurements and I had sent you one from Plainfield,
Yes,
but it was like on one of the nice poles, like
Yes.
what you were saying. And it was nice, but it was a longer one and there was nothing else on the pole.
yes.
And I will say, I think when you get into, when you say it's gonna be on the inside instead of the outside, that won't interfere with losing any of your American flags then, would it? Would you think?
Not necessarily.
Because I think when you go and you
Yeah,
want to
if
take
you do it on
away,
the inside
up here,
part.
just 1, 2, or 3 flags on the main strip of Southport, you know, it'd be a different thing if it was a side street or something like that, but I think that, and I'm not trying to be negative, because I think it's a great, and I appreciate everything
yeah.
you're putting into it.
There's a lot that needs to be ironed out. And
Yes,
that's why
but I
wanted
think
to
it's
go
a great
ahead
idea,
and stick this under
and
everybody's
you have my
nose.
support completely, but
Yeah,
when you go
This is the
losing
one
flags on
that she
Southport
sent.
Road, that's a whole
Yeah.
different ball of wax.
Yeah.
So, but thank you.
Yeah,
That's all my
and
question.
Joe has got some, and Greenwood's
yeah.
got some.
And when he comes out to Southport, he may see the way we've got things, and he may even have a better idea.
Right.
You know, because what we see when we all go out is what Johnson County has, or New Palestine, or what's downtown. And like, some suggested having banners on both sides, you know, that can get costly. What I added up was the business owners that would like to see their logos on banners. I just thought of it as an idea of all the people that have got small businesses in Southport. It could be mixed up, the businesses with city banners, the police department logo, the city logo. New Palestine, the city of New Palestine has a WW2 hero. They have a banner in his name.
Right.
She had suggested there was a longtime council person that passed away, having a banner in her honor. You know, Lieutenant Allen, whatever Southport wants to do, there can be other things up there other than just small businesses. But this is a start. This is an outline of what we would like to do when we go around, but nothing is definite yet.
So,
We're not gonna be doing anything until things get ironed out with everyone and approved by everyone.
yeah, so let's make sure that when we're talking with this gentleman, that we don't, that he understands that we're gonna have to get some additional quotes,
Yeah,
that he, you know, and when we do that, right, we don't want to be giving his competitors any information that we got from him
I
that
know
they
how that
can
goes.
use to bid
Okay.
against it.
Mhm.
So, we just need to be careful that we're fair to everybody in the process.
Mhm.
Does anybody know who the city uses?
Yeah, it's escaping me now, but the three of us talked, I thought, you and I and the chief, and he mentioned the name.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, good, I feel better because I don't either. I'll find out.
okay.
And I'll-
Well, I think that is one company we need to
Sure.
definitely
Yeah.
shoot, to see if they do, not, the thing, the other thing is not all graphics places make the banners.
Right, they may just do the metal signs.
They may just do
I don't
wraps
know.
or something, they don't get into that, they don't have maybe the equipment for them. But, no, this was just an outline that, of a start.
So
So,
when we met with him, and none of the conversations I've had with him, did we insinuate that?
No,
he was-
and I don't mean to imply that you did, I just want to make sure
I know what
that
you're
we're
saying.
careful,
Yeah.
right, that we
Yeah,
don't
we
do
just,
wrong.
we told him we were gathering information,
Yeah.
you know, when he does come out, he is also supposed to bring us some examples, some physical samples of those banners.
I would like to get an
Share.
email
Yeah.
of some existing artwork and banners already done.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
From whoever we get estimates from.
Sure.
I think visual is really important. And when I get that, or if somebody else does, if you look into another company, we need to share it with everybody on the panel,
yeah.
so everybody can see it. And Carol, if you want one,
I'd love one.
we're gonna send one to you.
I hate to be left
All
out.
council people, you know, the Quins, you know,
Yeah, this is not,
this isn't, I'm not gonna go out on foot next week, okay?
A week
It's-
after?
This is everybody's input, this is everybody helping decide what is the best way to go. So, and I think it would really make a difference in Southport, the way we look. I think it would sharpen it up, I really do. So, anyway, we'll get to work on that, and we'll check into a part of the costs on what it would be for the billboard, and also add to that we, whatever we find cost-wise, I'll email it not just to the redevelopment commission people, but to Carol.
Thank you.
And you want one?
Sure.
Let's keep
I'll send
all
your
of it.
assistant one too.
Let's keep
She
all
can
of
let
it.
her husband see
That would
it.
be good if you involve her.
I will. I will. Okay.
okay.
Chris, you had said that you'd like to have us call a
Yeah.
special meeting?
Yeah, there's some things I would like to go over, and it would just take a while and get everybody's input. You know, I'm not saying 2 hours or so, it would just need to be done to where then we can come back and maybe go over some things at a scheduled monthly meeting. So I don't know if, let Heather check the calendar. I already tried that this week. The sooner the better. I know she goes on vacation.
Yes, so Wednesday of this week is the Board of Public Works meeting, Thursday is the Parks Board meeting, and Tuesday of next week is the City Council meeting, because Monday is a holiday. So I think beyond
I
that,
forgot about
we would
that.
just need to have, we would need to check with Alyssa But possibly the 18th.
When do you leave though? Didn't you
I
say?
leave the 20th.
Okay. All right.
If we can't do it the 18th, I won't be available again until the 3rd.
Okay.
Russell, are you available on the 18th?
Check.
That's a Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Oh,
It is, isn't
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm available then. Does that work for?
so we would just need to verify with Alyssa that
Wednesday, the 18th?
that's available.
Okay.
Time?
I close up at 6:30. I can be here right after that, so 7 for everyone? Or even be a little before that? I don't.
7's probably a good time.
Okay. 7
Snacks and
o'clock.
goodies?
Yep. You gotta bring,
Huh?
you gotta
Snacks and goodies?
You
I
have
can
to
do
bring it
that.
since you brought it up. You brought it up, so you bring it.
I will.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I brought it up. I'll bring something.
And does it still have to be posted?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. But it does not have to be recorded, correct?
No,
it? I don't know.
no,
I think you better
it's not
check.
public.
I didn't think
so
you had to,
we
did
can't- We can't make any decisions either.
On me.
Right.
We can't vote, but it
Can't
doesn't have
vote
to be
on anything.
recorded.
Right.
No.
Okay,
Is it open to the public or is it a closed meeting?
It's closed.
it's closed.
Yeah.
Typically, they're closed.
Okay.
But, you know, we can, there's,
Well, what I thought is we could go over at the next meeting, what we discussed at this meeting, and of things that need to be, just, you know, if there's anything needs to be voted, I doubt it, but
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Any
anything to be
decisions
voted on.
to
It
be
needs to
made.
be a meeting of thoughts.
Yeah. Any
yes.
decisions have to be.
It's just a
Yes.
planning session.
Yeah.
Like we did last year,
Yeah.
but with action.
Okay.
All right. So do you want me to reach out to Alyssa and see if that date is available?
If you want to, or I can, whatever you want to do.
I can, that's fine. I need to follow up with her on something else, so. I know she's in audit this week, though.
You probably need to check with the chief also, just to make sure there's a room available with
Yeah.
all the different stuff.
I think Alyssa typically has the calendar of when all of the rooms are, but I will check with both. That's a good idea. Okay, so we want a meeting on the 18th at 7. Okay.
Mhm. Do we have anything else that on the agenda we need to talk about?
real quick, I made a couple fighting with this for a while. The changes should have taken, and all it is a couple of edits and some notes in the margin, so.
Which document?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll redevelopment plan.
Right, it's the Word document is the one that you
Oh,
edited,
yes, I
correct?
didn't do the PDF one. because
Okay.
Typically you can't.
Right,
edit the
okay.
real one.
I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the
I'm
correct.
trying to find a red line, and I'm not finding a red line anywhere, so it's not red line, but it is highlighted.
Can you share like what page your first note is on?
Around 10, I think page 10 or something.
Okay.
For some reason, my authenticator is not in here. I'm gonna have to check into that. I don't know. Also, I had already talked to Tom about the brackets for the banners, and he was going to be here when that gentleman came out too. Since he will get the
I don't
pleasure
see.
of working with putting that up.
I didn't get that, 'cause it's right on here. should open up in that Word Google thing or whatever it is. Is that the PDF or is that the Word doc?
It's the Word doc, the final one.
Because it should open up to where you can like do things.
Yeah, okay. I had it in preview, basically. Yeah.
That's there, okay. Maybe.
Okay. All right, thank you, Russell. Anything from the public?
I'd like to report back in from the city council. We talked to Cody that we had said that he might be interested in coming on the redevelopment commission, but he came back with a text and said that at this time he would have to decline. He is a new homeowner in Southport and said that he thought that he'd probably be running himself a little bit then, but he would keep it in mind maybe for later. So we still are trying to get someone. I don't want you to think we've abandoned you, and I'll still put it out there. If anybody knows anybody that's interested, let us know. That's all I have on that one. Chris, I'd like to thank you for coming on board and jumping right in, and
Thank you, I'm enjoying it.
appreciate it. And everybody else, thanks for your time. That's all I got.
Okay.
Anybody else? All right, I will entertain the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion from Russell, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Heather. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.